What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Zack Attack here, and welcome to my Star Wars Battlefront 2 analysis and impressions video. Oh, well, unfortunately I originally recorded this, but unfortunately because I didn't turn on a certain feature on my camera, and apparently the video was completely messed up, so I'll have to adjust that feature for future recording. So for this one only, I'm just doing my voice, and yeah, in fact, I will get a picture of me so you know who I am. So you ready? On the corner. There you go. Not the best face in the world, but it'll have to do. So, what do I think of this Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta? Well, it is absolutely amazing. It's like they've listened to every single criticism of the first one. While there are a few issues of which we'll talk about in a few minutes, but overall, I think it was a great experience. I love the changes, I love the updates, I love the content involved, and I'm liking this new live free DLC service they are bringing out in the upcoming months to keep the game active, and I'm really looking forward to what they do in a few months. So let's begin with the Galactic Assault. Now, this was one of my favourite modes of the game so far. It's a 20v20 mode where this map was set in Feta to Naboo, so it had the clone troopers versus the separatist droids. And basically it was a multi-phase attack defense game. So basically attackers need to guide the MTT over to the palace, and they have to do that by defending it against the clones who used to use these electronic I think it was was it ion torpedo? No. Anyway, they have to use these special weapons to disable the MTT. But if the clones manage to disable the MTT and before it reaches the palace, then the clones win. Whereas if the separatists, if they get to the other end, then the separatists will go on to the next phase. We have to get control of the throne room, and then they win if they control all the three sections. So, but what I loved about this map though was the amount of detail. I mean, look at the leaves flying off it, and that is just one of the amazing details of this map so far. When it gets to the interior, it's absolutely stunning. I love every single bit of it. I think they did an amazing job with it, and I'm looking forward to see all the other maps at launch. And then, as well as with the Galactic Assault, is the gameplay mechanics with the well, it's not new class system. It's what the class system should have been in the Battlefront that came out 2 years ago. So the one I played at the most was the Assault, because I think that was a great all-arounder. Good for exterior battles, great for interior battles. Got quite good abilities as well. So I really enjoyed that. The Heavy was fantastic. It was a fantastic class. I think there are a few balance issues where I think need to be addressed at launch, especially with the shield ability. I think that can go on for quite a long while, so I think they need to balance that when it comes out at launch. So I'll probably write on Star Wars Battlefront 2 forums about these balancing issues and see if they can fix that for launch. But to me, the weakest class to me was the officer class. It's like, I mean, you've only got a blasted pistol on the Battlefront, but it just doesn't feel strong enough to be an officer, and to me, it wasn't really the class for me. I mean, I died so quickly with that class, and I don't know if it's in my aiming skills, but I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't the class for me. But it was great especially when you can command your troopers. If you get them in your range area, you can boost them with some abilities they can enhance within your circle, so that's pretty good. But to me, the officer class just wasn't for me, so I had to give that one a pass. But I will have to try that in the future to get used to it, because each class is balanced, but I just do think that the officer is the weakest for me. And then there's a specialist, which is more of a sniper type class, more supportive, brilliant good for long range eliminations. For interior, well, not so great. It is more for an exterior battles soldier, but other than that, it's got great equipment. I love the snipers they use, I love the scopes as well. I liked it how it was all like well, that's what blasters are anyway. There's no like bolt action, because there's nothing like in Star Wars, so I like that as well. And I love the cooling system aspect now in the game, because it's more balanced. So you have to be really careful. You need to keep an eye on it at all times, because if you don't do it wrong, and if you get withstand new to an enemy, you're gonna get killed, and then that's your streak gone. So one thing I do like as well in this game mode, well, in all the game modes, is the battle point system, which replaces the power-up system in the first Battlefront, which was, to me, was completely ridiculous. I didn't like it. So the power point system is amazing. What you can do, you can rack up these points to buy yourself some like spaceships around, starfighters around the map. You can then spend on special troopers like jump troopers, or specialist troopers like jump troopers, etc. And then if you get to the highest amount, you can unlock some heroes. Like in this map, you've got Han Solo and Rey for the hero side, and on the villain side, you've got Darth Maul and Boba Fett. And these will really turn the tide of the game quickly, because these are amazing heroes. I love playing as them. So in the Galactic Assault, so this mode, but the problem is, it's only 20v20. That was pretty, that's pretty low for a mod like that. So it needs to be like 32 versus 32, like 64 players or even more to make it really stand out. So but I still enjoyed it. I think it was brilliant. So Galactic Assault was one of my favourite. In fact, all the game modes were my favourite. What we had at launch on the beta. Sorry. Okay, so let's move on to Starfighter Assault. Now this one's very similar again. It's more of attack and defense phase. So if you're on the attacking side, you have to do through stages again. But on the defending side, if you defend that objective, you win as well. But I've got to say this. The developer Criterion Games was supportive of creating the Starfighter mechanics in this game, and I'll tell you what, I give them absolute full credit to rework the combat mechanics for the Starfighters, because they have done surprisingly well. They're so much improved. I love the dogfighting elements, this close quarters combat. I love it how each fighter knows balance. You've got your standard fighter, you've got your interceptor, and you've got your bomber as well, and each one is available for certain situations. The fighter is brilliant. It's good for all around situations, for dogfights and for explorers as well. You want to catch your objectives, so that's pretty good. I did love playing the fighter a lot because I think it had a really good maneuver system. It was balanced. The interceptor is more fast paced, quick turn, and really good for dogfights, but it was really weak on its overheat system, because if you drain its blasters, it can overheat very quickly, and it's more really used for dogfighting. But it was still good though for dogfighting if you want to get a few eliminations, so that's pretty good. And also we've got the bomber class, which is still good on dogfights, but it's a lot slower, so you can't really have more maneuver when you're coming to approach your enemy. But when it comes to all the objectives like defend against the shields and all the frigates, etc., it's absolutely worth it, because the bomber is what it's made for. So each one is balanced, and each one does its job perfectly, and each one is suitable for you wherever you feel like it. And same again as well, it has the battle point system. When you rank up, when you get the more points, you get to unlock the heroes and the villains again. So for this one, you've got Han Solo's Millennium Falcon, and then you've got Poe Dameron's X-Wing fighter from Episode 7: The Force Awakens. For the villain side, you've got Darth Maul's stealth ship that he used in Episode 1, and also you've got Boba Fett's Slave One ship that was featured in the Episode 5 as well, and also in Episode 2 Jango Fett's version. So Starfighter Soul is fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to the modes or maps of what will support this mode, so I'm looking forward to it. One thing I'm concerned about though is this. Even though there is a situation attack and defend, but I think there should be a mode where you have to attack the ship and destroy its interior mechanisms, just like the original Battlefront 2, and with the reinforced as well, because I really enjoyed that. So if they do make that as one of the modes or maps, then I'm looking forward to that. We'll see what they can do with that. And also with Galactic Assault as well, where you have to defend your control points, where you have to, if you get out of control points on the map, then you've got 20 seconds to win or eliminate the reinforcements. If you do have that mode back in, so I really appreciate that. So that's the two modes done for that one, but I think that one is still lower basic. I think it's still lower player count for that one, so it needs to be up to bit. So I'm really disappointed with that. So let's see what they can do when the full game launches. And then finally, we'll talk about the final multiplayer mode, Strike. Now this one I love so much. I love how they implement the sequel era, and I love the blasters in for the Resistance and the First Order. They were some of my favourite weapons to use on the Assault. I loved it so much. So for Strike, basically what you have to do, if you be the First Order, you need to retrieve an artifact from Mars's castle, which was featured on Takodana in episode 7. And then their objective is to bring the artifact back, and then bring it back to the little little ship that is next to the Millennium Falcon, and you have to put it there, leave it for a few seconds, and then the First Order will win. Whereas the Resistance needs to push back the First Order from getting the artifacts, and then when the Resistance does get the artifact, it can bring it back to the castle. And then their objective is to eliminate all the opponents from the First Order, and then they win. So it's a strategic mode, but I love it. It was brilliant, so I'm looking forward to see what they do that with the prequel eras and the original eras. So, and as you can see there, I'm using the Assault class as well. I'm loving the Assault class. And I do love the First Order classes as well. I think they look super cool. And the Resistance, yeah, they do look super cool as well. Yeah, I do love all their uniforms, and they look fantastic as well. So Strike is more of a more fast-paced mode in a tighter area, but I loved it so much. It takes a break from the big battles from the Galactic Assault or Starfighter Assault. So yeah, so that's that one. And then for this part, you can just watch me play analysis. So I'll just let you watch some of my gameplay.
By your side. By your side.
So let's move on to the arcade section, ladies and gentlemen. So this one is fantastic as well. For this one, you've got battle scenarios where you can either play solo or split screen or versus split screen as well, which is going to be super cool. It's going to be a great laugh with your friends to have a go on the couch. So what you can do here, you've got scenarios which come across in each era, like the original era, prequel era, and sequel era. And the one that was given us to in the prequel, in the beta, you've got Darth Maul, which was super fun to play as. It absolutely reminds me of the old Battlefront 2 days. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you some gameplay here, and I'll talk you through it as we go along. We're all just slaughtering all those clone troopers. Yeah, and yes, I love it. Oh yeah, I got defeated there. Yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah, I got defeated there again. my false choke there. Oh, yeah, and I won the battle. Absolutely fantastic, I love it. So, yeah, so I did the same again, but this time using the Super Battle Droid. The Super Battle Droid was a lot more harder to use because he had the jump maneuvers with his jetpack, so you have to get used to the thrust section and the the jump boost and the thrust boost as well, so it would take a big while to get used to it when it gets to the full game release, but it'll be alright to get used to, so it should be fine. But yeah, so the Super Battle Droid, he has the wrist blaster. They've got like a rocket blaster as well, wrist rocket. You can just fire at the officer like I'm doing there. Oh, there we go, done. And oh yeah, I've just been defeated a few times. Yeah, just got time there. Yeah, I've been defeated here as well. Oh, and then there as well. Fire off in there. Yeah, oh, done. Yes. Alright, so yeah, that is what I'm looking forward to, the arcade mode, the Maul, so it looks pretty good. But one thing that I'm concerned about though is that it's long. There's only 8 scenarios for each side, so 8 for the light side and 8 for the dark side. To me, that doesn't really sound a lot, which is not. So hopefully this new DLC service, they'll be adding more maps to it and more modes to the arcade mode. I'm looking forward to it. So that's pretty good. And then finally, we need to talk about, which I think I hate the game the most, is the loot crate system. This is absolute, to me, disgusting, because so basically what you do when you progress in the game through the single player, co-op, arcade or multiplayer, you rank up your rank system and you'll earn credits, which Do they go towards upgrading your weapons? Nope. Do they go towards any customization to your troopers and heroes? Nope. Do they go towards any upgrades to your troopers and heroes? Nope. So what do you earn credits for? Well, basically you earn credits to get these loot crates, which can be bought through in-game currency as well when that launches, which to me, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's becoming a massive joke this year. It's like every single major game has been doing this, and it's absolutely pissing off players, and they don't like it. They don't. So what they do here, you have to choose a certain amount of crates for your trooper, starfighter or a random one. And then you get these star cards, which will boost up your troopers or heroes, then also add new abilities as well, so you can choose your own abilities at the go. And then each one has a various variety as well. I think it has like a common, uncommon, rare, or ultra rare. But and plus as well, there's no. And plus as well, even when you're getting all these cards, you get all these crafting points as well. But there's nowhere in game where you can actually earn craft parts. So if you earn craft parts just in the game itself through these loot crates, then to me it's going to be a hell of a disappointment. It's going to be disgusting. What else? Well, oh yeah. So when you receive another card as well, it doesn't have the option to get rid of it for trading, to like dismantle it or create it into craft points. Which to me, I really do hope that is not the case, because if that doesn't happen in the game, then it's going to be outrageous. I'm going to be super mad when it comes to the review in November. But other than that,
suddenly silence.
Yes, I'm slightly worried about this. I'm slightly worried about this system, and I don't like it at all. I don't want to support real in-game currency. I don't mind just getting the crates and just spending currency, in-game currency, on the crates alone, but I am not where I'm spending one single real penny on a crate, because that to me will make me a punished gamer. So I really don't like that. So that pretty much sums about it, really. So what am I looking forward to, right? So I'm looking forward to the single player campaign. I hope it's lengthy. I hope it's got a good story. I hope it's replayable. I hope it's got like a really good upgrade system. We can upgrade Iden Versio, the main character, and I think you can play as other characters as well, like Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren. So I'm really looking forward to see how that story turns out, because that will fill in the gaps as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the arcade mode, I'm looking forward to that. As part of there's a section called Custom Arcade as well, where you get to alter your rules and enemy behaviour and all your settings as well. If there is a section where you can actually alter your maps as well with the prequel units, all the units in different areas and planets of the Star Wars universe in every era. So for example, like the First Order versus the Galactic Republic, or the Resistance versus the Separatist droids, or the Galactic Empire versus the Resistance, or Galactic Empire versus the First Order. That would be amazingly funny and brilliant as well. It'd be such a great laugh. So yeah, and the multiplayer as well, it looks great. I liked it how they got rid of the unnecessary modes from Star Wars Battlefront, the reboot, and just focused on 2 big modes with 3 fun modes as well, which will be brilliant as well. And I'm glad they've focused on those modes as well, because if they focus on 2 big modes, then 3 little modes, which will still have a bit of depth to it, then that's a great multiplayer service. So yeah, great gameplay. Love the class system. Love the balance between the classes. I love the battle point system. Love the combat system in space. Love the amount of detail they put into each map, so that's pretty awesome. One thing I don't like about it is the loot crate system. I think it's a little ludicrous. And also as well, the music as well. When I remember when I played this section, it was playing the original music in a prequel era map, but to me, I don't think that doesn't work. So I think when the game launches, I want the music to be in that era only. So the prequel music in the prequel era, the original music in the original era, and the sequel music in the sequel era. So if they do that, it'll work fine. And plus as well, for the Galactic Assault and the Starfighter Soul, I think the heroes and the villains need to be within that era only, I think, because I think playing as Han Solo in the prequel era, it is a good imagination, but I'm not sure if it works, so we'll see how that turns out. I mean, Han Solo and Rey in a prequel era map, I'm not sure if that doesn't look right, and then you got Boba Fett as well, but Darth Maul, well, he was in the prequel era anyway, so he was fine. So I think they needed like heroes like Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, Padme Amidala, Yoda in the prequel era, and in the original era you should have like Boba Fett, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, and then in the sequel era we got Kylo Ren, Rey, Finn, Captain Phasma, Poe Dameron, etc. And yeah, that sounds about it really. So, and just before I go, I'm requesting this mode to be in the game at launch. I'm not sure if I don't think it will be, but I really do hope they do add as an update in the future. Galactic Conquest. Please, DICE, EA, please put that mode in, please. We get to do all the eras and you get to conquer your galaxy and you get to command your own ship. Please do that. I love it so much because I love that game modes of pieces back in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 in the original Battlefront. It's one of my favourite game modes of all time, so I really do appreciate it if you do put it in. If you do that, then you've made this game such a masterpiece. It is great already, I do like it, but we'll just see how it goes because I am looking forward to it because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So that brings me to the end of my impressions and analysis, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. So stay tuned for more videos in the future. And this is Zack Attack, signing off.